Hi everyone, Ace Hunter here, and today I'll be covering my first game of LCPL. So LCPL is the Little Cup Premier League, and I was lucky to be drafted in a really cool team, the Remoraiders. And for round 1 we play against the Homosexual Hoppips, and I play on my slot. I play SSLC against Zeriloa, who is a really well-known good player, good LC player. I've played him a couple times in the past. There's always been tough games, but I think I've been mostly positive. So hopefully, with this game, it's gonna stay that way. So I'm bringing in a really interesting looking team. This is, of course, with some help from my teammates, but basically this team uses Archon and Jober, which are really not usually very popular. Jober, it's a ground type, but has competition from Trappers and also from Mudbray. But the advantage of Jober is, first of all, it gets Rapid Spin, which can remove hazards, and also it has Mold Breaker, so it can set up rocks even through Natu's Magic Bounce. Aside from that, Archon I think is really good, really underrated. I think it's a little hard to use sometimes, so since usually with hazards you get worn down really quickly because of Defeatist. But I think Scarf Archon is really strong. So this is what I tried to build around for this round, with Larvesta to cover the Grookey, potential Grookeys, which might threaten Archon with Priority Grassy Glide. So yeah, on the opposing side, Zeriloa has brought, first thing I see is a Diglett and a Tyrant. So Diglett sometimes poses a threat to Larvesta because of potential Rock Slide being able to trap it. Tyrant, on the other hand, also looks threatening, but the good thing is I have Scarf Archon. Scarf Archon outspeeds Tyrant at +1, so it can, in a pinch, it can check that. So yeah, I didn't feel too confident in the matchup from the preview, but let's see how it turned out. So I decided to lead Mienfoo here. So my thinking is that if I lead Mienfoo, it can maybe bait him. If it's a Mienfoo lead, I have the possibility of going to Larvesta and potentially fishing for a burn on the Mienfoo there. But he goes to Coughing lead, so I'm maybe predicting trying to cover the Larvesta lead. So I just get some free chip damage, and then after that I just U-turn. I go straight to Natu. So I didn't knock, because I feel like this team from Zeriloa looks really weak to Grookey. The only check is Coughing to Grookey. So I figured this Coughing must have something like Thief to be able to maintain its health, to be able to check Grookey for longer in the game. So that's why I didn't knock. I didn't want to knock it and then it's dealing an Evaluate on Natu or Jober or something. So I went Natu into the Sludge Bomb. Thankfully it did not get poisoned. And after I made an aggressive prediction, went for U-turn. Now the thing is, Mienfoo, he went straight to Mienfoo, which is kind of weird, because if you predict Psychic, you usually wouldn't go Mienfoo, I feel. You go Pawn. I guess it's a mid-ground between Pawn and staying in with Coughing, because Mienfoo actually lives a Psychic. But I still thought it was a weird play. Anyways, this gives me a free Larvesta switching into the Mienfoo, however, and he doesn't have a really good way of handling this, because he doesn't have a water type, and nothing on his team appreciates getting burned. I guess except Coughing doesn't mind that much, but at the same time Coughing doesn't do much to Larvesta either. So he just goes for the knock. Doesn't get the Flame Body burn, but just burning with Will-O-Wisp. And then because of my Larvesta being slow, I just get the slow U-turn. So his Mienfoo U-turning would be pretty bad for him because he doesn't have a good switch into Larvesta. So yeah, U-turn into the Archon. Now here, Scarf Archon has a dual wing beat and Earthquake. So the only fly resist, I guess this Tyrant resist too, but all the fly resists get hit by Earthquake. And I figured, so now it's like a prediction time. Is he gonna go Pawniard? Is he gonna stay in and think that I would predict the Pawniard and go Earthquake or something? I decided to go for dual wing beat because I feel like him staying in is kind of lower risk than going Pawniard because of the Mienfoo being crippled, and he doesn't need Mienfoo for anything on this team. Like, I guess for Pharaoh Seed, but then it's already burnt, and he has it's not the ideal way to deal with Pharaoh Seed anyways. And against the rest of the team, it's pretty bad, so that's why I went for dual wing beat. Thankfully he stayed in, so I got the free KO there. But the problem with dual wing beat is that it brings in Tyrant. It invites in Tyrant since Archon is locked into dual wing beat. Thankfully my Jober is really bulky, and even if Tyrant Dragon Danced, I could live one and fire back an attack. It might not kill, but then Scarf Archon can cover it afterwards because it outspeeds Tyrant at +1. So he goes for the Gricky in the predicted Earthquake, so I just make another aggressive play and just put the rocks up. It's not that impressive having rocks, but I was pretty sure he wasn't gonna stay in, so that's that. Now I go Mienfoo on the knockoff. So I guess I was thinking about, like, Larvesta seems the obvious answer, but then I didn't want to drop to like 2 knocks because I was already at 50%, and I didn't want this to be like a Violet or something and then have U-turn into the Diglett. So that's why I went to Mienfoo as a safe option. And then Mienfoo at this range actually lives a Grassy Glide, so I have a very free U-turn. He has to go into Coughing, he doesn't have much option. But then it just invites my Natu back in again. And now I make another aggressive play, just aggressive play all over. I just went for U-turn, predicting the Pawniard switch in, that he wouldn't risk this Coughing to save it from Mienfoo. So I went U-turn and brought Mienfoo right back in. Now I just want to go for the safe play because I can't afford to let him get rocks up, so I just have to like force the Pawniard out. Now Coughing is very low here. I go Natu because my health is already low and Pain Split isn't gonna recover much for him. And now I Psychic because I feel like now Pawn is more chipped, and after rocks it's gonna have a good chance to die to Heat Wave. So I figured he might not go Pawn here, and I was right. Which is good. So now Coughing's gone, and then my Mienfoo is really strong. Whereas he still has my Pharaoh Seed to deal with Tyrant. Yeah, the close combat earlier was to target the Pharaoh Seed because I think if he Dragon Danced, I would live the close combat at +1. However, I didn't go Pharaoh Seed because I didn't know that what his set was. He might have been Fire Fang, in which case going Pharaoh Seed might lose me the game. So yeah, that's why I went to Jober there. Anyways, now it's a 50-50 between, like, do I Heat Wave? Heat Wave should kill, or do I Roost to predict the Sucker and then I'll be, after roosting, then I'll be able to live a Sucker Punch, and then I'll be able to kill with Heat Wave. Unfortunately, I don't get the prediction right, and I get Sucker Punched, but this is fine because now Mienfoo comes in and he has no Mienfoo switch in, so it's just a very free high jump kick. This might be Life Orb. I was thinking if it's Life Orb, it could probably trap the Mienfoo from this range, but I didn't see it as that big of a deal because I still have Archon and Jober to deal with Tyrant and Pharaoh Seed, and Larvesta just covers Ricky very easily, so I wasn't too worried. Like, I'm really far ahead, obviously. I go Jober. I feel like it's not very useful right now, especially with terrain up since it has Earthquake. Now Larvesta is very free in the U-turn. He can't do anything to Larv, and then U-turn just always maintains a good positioning. And Mithru's back in, and honestly the rest of the game is pretty much over. Yeah, Tyrant drops. Diglett, I scout for Protect, I did not go for High Jump Kick. The U-turn is very safe play anyways. And there's Terrain, so it doesn't really matter, and he's gonna... Yeah, Larvesta's gonna clean the Grookey. So I'm relieved, kind of relieved, really happy with how this turned out. This breaks my streak of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches in a 5 tournament matches in a row of losing in Little Cup. But yeah, I guess it's a good confidence boost for me, and I hope it's gonna be a better tournament for me this LCPL. So yeah, that's about it for this game, and stay tuned for more coverage of my LCPL games in the near future. Also, we have the Little Cup now has an official YouTube channel, and which features not only me but also many strong players and many big YouTubers like other YouTubers that are like Freezeye and Kather. So feel free to subscribe. I'll put the link below, and hopefully you'll enjoy the Little Cup content there as well as on my channel. So yeah, also if you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. It means really a lot to me. So that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one.